let me tell you the final conclusion with few terms. We have got features, we have got labels, we have got algorithms, we have got we have got data sets, we have got training data set, we have got testing data set, right? And we have got error rate, we have got validation of what exactly happening in all the iterations. If same question will be asked by the user after training the model from the same algorithm, how that algorithm is behaving for same question. Like if I'll ask you same question 10 times, what will happen? Suppose I'll ask Kapil sir that what is your name? Kapil sir will be replying Kapil. Okay, so I'll ask the same question 10 times, 20 times, 30 times, 50 times. What will happen? Either he'll slap me or he will kill me. He will send somebody to make me hamper about it. He will be irritated about it. He will ignore me. So what will be his reaction? It will depend upon many possibilities. So likewise, how that model is behaving upon that iterating that same question again and again on different time frame. Today I have asked the question, tomorrow I have asked the same question, after 10 days, 20 days, after a month, right? So it gives you the validation whether the model is still working properly or not. Okay, and because of which you can check the age of age of that model to perform your accuracy properly. Okay. Okay, so these are the primary topics that we have discussed. Now based on this, let's talk about the regression. So regression works for you for time analysis. Time analysis. With respect to time, what is happening? It is more of concern with time only. Okay, or future. Forget about time. Instead of time, you can say future also, or for better understanding, future or past both can be included. If you want to analyze, or if you want to if you want to predict future based on your past, based on your future analysis, you want to check the past. Based on your current or present, based on your past, you want to check the future of other people also of similar kind. Such things will be coming in regression. Is that okay, everyone? How to classify EEG and ECG signals? See, there are sensors, ma'am, for EEG and ECG signals. Get those data first of all in your computer. If you want to analyze them locally, get that data using serial communication. You have many different methods of doing serial communication. Either USB port is available, either your Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, internet, intranet, or maybe you have what RF signals are available, where Zigbee is one of them, where LoRa is one of them, where NB-IoT is one of them. Through any media, whatever is happening in that sensor will be captured in one of the microcontroller, and that microcontroller would use any serial communication protocol, like you have USART, you have SPI, you have I2C, right? Through any media, you can send that data to computer, right? Wirelessly or wiredly. Using LAN also you can send. Using optical fiber you can send, right? Using your modem, your Wi-Fi modem also you can set, right? Through any media you can send it to computer. At computer, in Python we have a library called serial, right? Let me show you. There is a library called serial. Import serial library, right? This serial library is already available. What will happen? This serial library checks whether the data is coming through Wi-Fi. So here we have Wi-Fi, we have Bluetooth also. Through Bluetooth is coming, so I'll be activating this Bluetooth. This serial library first of all will check whether Bluetooth is connected or not, Wi-Fi is connected or not, whether data is coming or not. If data is coming, the serial library will capture that information in variables, serially. So every byte, every character will be stored in the variable, and then they can be stored. One library is there which is called as in Python XLRD, or you can use pandas, right? You can use XLWT or Excel utils, right? These library may help you to store your data which is coming from serial port of your laptop to any of the Excel sheet or any CSV file, any XML file, any particular file format. You can save that data, and later using pandas you can import that data. Using matplotlib and numpy you can visualize that data also. Is that okay, ma'am? Or yeah, Surya, okay. Surya, okay, is that okay? Is that clear now? You can, okay, thank you. So in regression we have got multiple algorithms, multiple types of algorithms. The easiest algorithm that you can find out in regression is linear regression. The another is multiple linear regression. Then you can have multi-linear regression. Multiple linear and multilinear, there are two different words. You can have logistic regression also. You can have non-linear regression also. So let us understand what do you mean by regression first, so that you can understand what will happen in linear regression, multiple linear regression, or logistic regression, and non-linear regression. So suppose your data is this. This is your data based on your number of years of experience and salary also. This is your data. I'm not connecting them with the line. Okay. So this is your data. I want to ask the future. I mean, what will happen after this is your time. This is what you have 10 years of experience. Suppose 5 years of experience since 1. This was salary. Salary for this person was 45K suppose. Right? Any data is there, right? Any data. So I want to ask whether after 10 years what will happen? What will be the salary? So how will you check? After 10 years what will be the salary? So to analyze that, what does this regression do? If it is linear regression, it will draw a line, linear line, in such a way that your perpendicular distance upon this line from each data set in both the side, from down, from top, must be equal. So this distance must be equal. If it can be generated, then after 10 years of experience, this person will get the salary this much. This will be the answer. If it could be suppose 80,000, 88,000, this 88 will be the answer. Is that okay? So how to generate this line? This is the question. If this line would be generated perfectly, then only the answer would be perfect, isn't it? Yes. If this line will be generated perfectly, then only this question, the answer of this question would be perfect. If this line would be in this way, suppose you have generated this line, right? Then this should be the perfect line. How should we get it? So it depends upon a formula for a linear regression, that is linear line formula that we have. Y is equal to mx plus c. And that linear line formula that we have already seen it couple of times to draw a linear line. So we need to go through with m. We need to understand the value of c. If x is given, what is your x? This is your x. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? If x is given, if you will find out m, and if you have got find out c, suppose c is 0.5, if you have got m is 0.8 or maybe 0.9, then depending upon the value of x, your y can be analyzed. Understood? So any algorithm does not draw any graph, or for its own learning. No algorithm draws any graph for its own learning. Actually, we used to draw that graph to understand whether how to write that algorithm. So what is your algorithm? That algorithm could be any formula, that algorithm can be any logic or relationship between couple of formulas. It can be a process, it can be a method, it can be a formula. Basically, while saying about, and while we are saying about the algorithm, so saying algorithm means this thing: the method, the process, the formula, or the couple of formulas linking together, right? Okay, so initially for linear regression, this is the formula. For multiple linear regression, what will happen? M1 x1, right? M2 x2, M3 x3, likewise. So this data can be analyzed separately. This data can be analyzed separately. You can have one line here, we can have one line here. This is called as multiple linear regression. Then let's talk about multilinear regression. So you can have one line here, 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 and then this can be on one of the scale. This can be analyzed on one of the another graph. This could be analyzed on one of the another graph. This could be analyzed on one of the another graphs. And this data, let me change my color of this thing. Yeah, so this data was between two different parameters. This was between two different parameters. This was between two different parameters. This was between two different parameters. So all such curves will be analyzed at different window, right? And all such windows, right? We are not talking about years of experience versus salary. We are talking about years of experience and number of projects he has done, or number of people he has handled, or that person has handled. Suppose we are talking about HR. So one person HR has handled only 20 people or 10 people or 15 people. So based on number of people that HR has handled earlier, number of year of experience that HR has, we want to decide the salary. So now what happened? We have got this parameter versus salary, this parameter versus salary, but these are not individually running or handling salary, right? These are the parameter which are correlated to each other also, and correlation is actually depending this because of upon correlation only the answer of the salary is depending upon. So what will happen? It will be called as multilinear regression, where everything will be analyzed separately and then correlation will be found out. Understood? So this formula will be coming couple of times. So M1 x1, M2 x2, like that. M2 M1 x, you can have Mn and xn plus c, or you can say c1 also. Again you can have plus, this is your one of the section, and this should be y. Then what will happen? You will be having the same section again for the another graph, the another graph, the another graph, then the y will be coming up. Is that okay, everyone? And you can treat this entire thing as your x, and then you can have m of that as well plus c. So this is the another thing. Now let's talk about logistic regression. If your data, because the example which you have taken was not appropriate for logistic regression, let me talk about the data. Suppose the data is in this way, in 2 levels or 3 levels, but data is available in label category only. Right? This data is available in lower level, first level, second level, like that. For example, let's talk about digit recognition. Let me talk about digit recognition. So digits are 0, 1, 2, 3. So all images of 0, all images of 1, all images of 9 till 9 will be different. So there will be 10 categories, right? There will be 10 different labels, but all these labels will be lying here in this one particular zone, here in one particular zone, right? Then this thing will be handled with logistic regression. Here there is a logic, low logic, high logic, right, or high logic. So you can have a correlation between this gap. You can have correlation between this gap, this gap, this gap, like that. Understood? And that is your logistic regression. Logic where high and low, only digital part is handled. You can directly visualize the data in two different labels or scales. Then if data is visualized in this way, you should go for logistic regression. And now let's talk about non-linear regression. This is one of the toughest job for any machine learning developer or engineer would be for non-linear regression category. Suppose we are talking about stock market. Stock market is like GDP also. Many big words that we hear daily and daily in daily life nowadays. So we are talking about stock market. So based on people sentiment, based on the revenue generation quarterly from the company, there is a term called IPO, initial public offers. These are the IPOs. So many companies, many limited companies, right, offers IPOs. So in this IPO, if any company has declared as IPO, one of the recent company which has grown up in last 5 years was Unacademy, and Byju's also, Whitehead Junior also, that Upgrade also, in education system I'm talking about, that Talent Edge also, right? So all of them have capacity of taking them into IPOs. If they have 1,000 crore of revenues, or maybe per year, and they have maybe the vision to make their company as $1 billion company, $10 billion company, like the valuation of Byju's right now is 10.8 billion, right? Recently, like for Reliance. So they are IPOs. IPOs means publicly any person can purchase a share and sell out according to the share market experiences. Okay. So in this way, there are many parameters which are affecting the price of share, You're getting this type of data sets where linear data is not available. Or suppose you have risen up, the amount of share value has been risen up. This is for a company, suppose called Reliance Industries. We're talking about Tata, we're talking about TCS, we're talking about HCL, any company in which you want to invest. So the curve will let you know whether you should invest or not. So what will happen? Let's talk about one currency also, that is Bitcoin. Apart from Bitcoin, there are many or thousands of cryptocurrencies. So should you buy that cryptocurrency or not? What will be the future of that currency in near future, right? How many people are purchasing? Why they're purchasing? What is the purpose of those things? There's a topic called blockchain. Blockchain is quite famous for cryptocurrencies also. However, blockchain is really big and really functional, important for upcoming years for all the engineers, right? So if your curve is going like this, so you need to design this curve. If you can design this curve, then the accuracy of this curve will decide the accuracy of your question. Suppose you're talking about, here you have purchased some share, and this was 2020, March 2020, suppose. Now let's talk about 2021, December 2021. So you want to check whether after a year what will be the price of this share. Initially here you have purchased it for 100 rupees per share, you have invested your 2000 rupees. So what will be the gain after a year that you have gone through with couple of hurdles, and only 107 rupees share value was there here. So there's a gain of 7 rupees per share. Okay, 7 rupees per share, and the amount of percentage that that you have got here is suppose 2 to 3%, 4% or 5%. If you'll get the gain also, some taxes from the government will be also deducted. Okay, so suppose you have got 4 rupees of profit. Now the amount of the total amount that you have got, you have reinvested in other companies. So how will you invest that? So this graph is very important, and whoever, so suppose as a company, Techinest, or I'm interested to do this particular job, so it will be a good product solution for all the mutual fund companies. If I'm running a mutual fund company, then I can assure my customers that if you'll invest 1 lakh rupees with us, then within a year we can make a profit out of it, isn't it? So based on couple of parameters, and see, there are many mutual fund companies. Even many companies are willing to invest their even the company itself would like to ask the developer of this code whether what will be the near projections. One company from Hong Kong, they wanted us to develop such kind of product, which basically for bitcoins also, last year. We denied to work on this because we did not have any such expertise, basically for bitcoins basically at that time. So we thought of leaving that project because it requires hell amount of energy and expertise to understand such complex structures of data. So where we'll get the API, where we'll get the data is not available properly, is it authentic or not? So all such questions we had in mind, and because of the inclarity of those things, we were not able to pick up this particular product. I'm sure in recent years, in upcoming years, many such things will be required. So did you understand this concept and the terms which I have used? Non-linear regression. Inside non-linear regressions, again there are many terms. We are talking about linear regression then, and the question, the formula is y is equal to mx plus c.
Sir, like, sir, hello? Sir, like, sir, why we are not drawing a graph which is actually passing through the points, but we are actually drawing the graph which is just going nearby these points. So, sir, is there any logic behind this, sir?
Repeat it once again, please.
Sir, the graph which we are drawing, it is actually passing nearby the points, but it is not passing through those points.
Yes, yes,
Sir,
yes. See,
sir,
listen. Okay, yeah, I got it. If you'll draw a graph, actual graph, it should be this. And we are talking about the prediction graph, which should be accurate in many of the positions. Understood? So this is your prediction graph, right? So when you were predicting this, you were predicting this much. Your actual gain was this much. When you were predicting this thing, your actual gain was this thing. Understood? When you were predicting this thing. So now what you can see the difference between these predictions and actual values are quite less. And if it will be less, then this nonlinear machine learning model is quite good for us. Yes or no?
yes, sir, that's good.
Yeah, so that's what we need to make sure, that our graph should be as accurate as possible. For that, this gap must be minimum from both the sides, from downside, from top side as well. Is that clear? And that's the reason we
Yes,
are
sir.
predicting this graph basically in appropriate manner also. Okay.
The projection curve is just giving us the average of
Yeah.
the movement
Yes.
or the
Yes.
moving averages.
Yes. Yes. So now I'm just closing this thing, and we'll go ahead with the practical implementation now. How does it work? Okay.